And the book of John goes on to explain his purpose. He's come so that people might have life and have it abundantly. He's come so that whoever will believe in him will not perish, but have everlasting life. He's the centerpiece of this church's existence. His message is in every message that I preach. It's the cornerstone of what we stand for in life. And it's become our solution. He's become our salvation. And I, for one, will never be the same because of what Jesus has done in my life. That's what we're going to talk about simply today. I'm going to share with you the first sermon that I ever preached. 20-year-old college student asked by his pastor to come and share what I knew. This is all I had. Hope you like it. It's a familiar story. I went with what I knew. I went with the story of a guy who had 2 sons. And it's a story that Jesus told the people that he was hanging out with at the time so that they could know why he was there. The purpose behind him coming to earth in the first place. It was so that they and we could all go home. So that we could have the life that we don't yet have. A life with our Heavenly Father through His Son, Jesus Christ. The story starts out pretty familiar to a lot of us. This guy has 2 sons. And the youngest son comes to his dad one day and he says, "Hey," Luke chapter 15, verse 12, "Hey, Dad, I want whatever's coming to me. I want my inheritance and I want it now," just like the commercial. Anybody seen that one? Anyway. He said, "Give me my inheritance." When this son said this, he was saying to his parents, or his father, in this instance, he was saying, "Hey, Dad, I wish you were dead. I really do. I wish you were dead, because if you were dead, I could have it now. In fact, here's what I want. Even though you're not dead, I want to act like you are dead, and I want what's coming to me, and I want to take it and use it for what I want." This son determined in his mind that living with his dad was no longer what he wanted to do. It was holding him back. And so he chose to leave. And here's what sin tells us about ourselves. Every one of us, whether you're here this morning and you're hearing about this for the first time, or whether you've heard this over and over again growing up in a church, sin causes us to want to leave our Father. Sin is this thing that puffs us up and makes us pretty sure that we're smarter than everybody else. It's called arrogance. I see it in my kids' faces when I'm telling them to do some things every once in a while. Does anybody see this, parents? Yeah? Yeah, they shoot you that glance like you're the moron, right? "Son, take the trash out." Yeah. And it's everything you can do just not to go knock the face, off of the head, right? But you know why they shoot this glance at you, right? Kids, you want to know why you shoot this glance at your parents that way? You think you're smarter than them. And you know why you think you're smarter than them? You're a sinner. Parents, don't laugh. You do it too. You got people in your life, you do the same exact thing too. And it's this natural thing that comes up to us, or comes up in us when sin is a part of our lives. We're just rebellious. We feel like we're smarter than everybody else, and in fact, we're God. We would never say that because they'd put us, in the windbreaker without sleeves. But in essence, that's what we're feeling. I'm right. I know better. And I'm God in my life. That's what this kid said to his dad. "Dad, I don't want to be beholden to you. I don't want to be held back by you. I just want everything that's coming to me, and I want to leave." And then what do? When we turn our backs on our God and we say, "Hey, I'm out of here," and we take just because we're all clear, right? Everything we have comes from God. If you're thinking, "Well, I didn't ask Him for my inheritance," you've already got it. Everything you have, whether you believe in Jesus or not, is from God. He gives that to you because of His love for you. And even though you're putting the hand in His face and you're doing whatever you want with it and you've already left Him or never come back to Him, you're taking everything that He's given you and you're just going, and what you're doing next is you're going to live. It tells us there in verse 13, that he took everything that his father gave him and he went off to a foreign land and he lived a life of wild living. Yeah, we leave God, then we go live. We make all of our own choices, taking all of the things that he's given us and using them as we like. Usually that doesn't work out that well. See what we saw this morning in the drama. See, we think we have control, but we really don't. There's so much of our lives that we have absolutely no control over at all. And so things start to break down. We leave, we go live, but then sin takes its effect, and things break down, and then we end up losing. You know what it says in that story? It says this. Put it up on the screens if you would, fellas. It says that this son went and he spent everything that he had. And then there was a severe famine in the whole country, and he began to be in need. And so he went and he hired himself out to a citizen of that country who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. And he longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. And you see, this kid took everything his dad gave him and left. He went and lived his life on his own, and it didn't work out. And it didn't work out to the point that he was utterly destitute. I mean, he was throwing himself at the mercy of one of the citizens of that country. And that citizen of that country, apparently knowing this kid was a Jewish kid, said, "Oh, yeah, I'll help you out." And he sends this Jewish kid, who was not supposed to be involved with pigs of any kind in any way, out into his pig slop. He says, "Yeah, you can take care of the slop of the pigs." But you know, I've reported this in a wrong way for a long time. It says that he was longing for the pea pods, or the pods that the pigs were eating, but the pig farmer wasn't giving them to him. I mean, that's how bad this kid. I mean, this kid was out there at the lowest of low points in his life. Thought he had something coming his way, and even that wasn't going to work out. Ever been there? Ever been looking for that next deal, that next relationship, that next thing that was going to fulfill you, provide for you everything that was lacking in life, but then that thing, just like all the other things that you had lined up in life in the past, that didn't work out either? The stuff of this world, the stuff of this life, it's not meant to fulfill. It's not designed to satiate the needs of your soul. Well, how does this story change? How does this story end? Where's the resolve in this? Where's the hope for us? Here's the hope. You want to hear the hope? It's the same hope the kid had. For us, no matter where we are in life, no matter what we've done, no matter what our mess is, the great news of this book is that if we will only realize that the God of all that is loves us, that he's come in the form of his Son, Jesus Christ, and through a sacrifice on a cross made a way for us to be connected to him again. We don't have to live this life that we're living anymore. We can have the life that we don't have. And that's what happens with this kid. I mean, I picture him kind of in the corner of the pigsty, fighting off all these pigs that are just eating the food that he longs to eat. And he has a V8 moment. And it dawns on him, you know what? The slaves at my father's house, I mean, they have food to spare, and here I am, I'm starving to death. He came to his senses, and he said this, "I will set out, and I'll go back to my father, and I'll say to him, Father, I've sinned against heaven and against you, and I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired men." He has this moment, this epiphany, where it occurs to him, it doesn't have to be this way. Everybody look at me. I don't know where you are in life. I don't know what's going on or what's broken. And I can't guarantee that from this day forward, if you choose Jesus Christ, that everything's going to get better and rosy. But understand this, your life does not have to be this way. You do not have to walk alone through your years on this earth. You were never designed to. God put you here with the primary purpose of you knowing Him and walking through life with Him. And today's the day that you go home.